And hello everyone and welcome into beautiful Pam Evans Smith Arena. We've got a Division III non-conference volleyball game here tonight between the visiting Muskingum Fighting Muskies and the hosting Wittenberg Tigers. Both teams in the midst of winding down their seasons, heading into that postseason conference tournament play. We got a non-conference match, so this game going to be a little bit of a tune-up game. Just trying to clean some things up heading into the postseason. It should be a fun one. We'd like to welcome you all into the Tiger Sports Network. My name is JJ Weisenberger. I am accompanied and up here with my partner and good friend Ezekiel Bennett. Zeke, how are you doing tonight?
JJ, I'm doing good. I'm ready to watch some good volleyball today. Like you said, this is heading into postseason, so this is just a tune-up game. I'm very excited to watch.
Should be fun. Wittenberg still looking to find their complete footing. They've been, pretty inconsistent so far this season in terms of the overall schedule, but in the second half they've really done a good job of picking it up. Looked really strong the last couple of weeks and just winning, finding ways to win games. 10-13 overall in the season, but if you remember at one point I believe they were like 2-10, 3-10.
They didn't have a very good start.
So really ramping it up here. 5-2 in conference. I know they didn't finish as well as they wanted to in the regular season, but they were still that postseason tournament. They'll have their chance to redeem themselves. So start off that tournament facing Denison, who they just played, swept them 3-0. But that Denison squad, a very good squad. So going to be a tough matchup. So these next couple games, I know they have a couple games upcoming against some non-conference foes, so should be just some good experience for them to continue to build the rotation lineup, get healthy, get refreshed, get ready to go into this postseason tournament, and hopefully get another NCAA tournament berth going, making it back-to-back years.
Yeah, that would be really fun to see, JJ. This team, like you said, they have been coming up from a not-so-great start to where they are now, and they just keep building off of each other, which I love to see.
So we are ready to get started. Ava Golem going to send it away for the Tigers. It's going to be a quick play and a quick point for the Muskies. Reagan Flood there with the little sneaky play to start this one out. And, Muskingum, another team, not having a great season. I mean, last year they believe, when I looked it up, they were like 16-6.
Yeah.
This year they played opposite, 6-16. So they've played a very tough schedule as well. They played Juniata, the number one team in the nation, just like Wittenberg, played a couple top 15 teams. And so this is a big game for both teams, struggling and hopefully can get something going into the postseason. So back and forth we go here. It's going to be sent over right to Tyler Linkhart. Mac Ricketts now over to Wooster. It's going to get tipped. And Clayton is there. It's going to be a throw over. Mac Ricketts is there, one-hands it. Back we go. Ava Golem goes almost tumbling in. Scramble for the Tigers. Very long volley to start the game, and it's going to be blocked by Wooster. It's going to get sent back and forth we go. Only on point number 2.
JJ, what a start to this game.
What a point. We talked about, if you've been in recent broadcasts of your Wittenberg team, we talked about that first set kind of being that sloppy, feel each other out type set. But right now, that was a very well-played set from both teams, and a very good fun volley to start off the game as Kendall Black will check in for Kate Colahan as Catherine Clayton's serve looked like a pretty nasty one. I mean, the thing was floating pretty well in the air, looked like a knuckleball type thing. It's moving left and right from the lefty, but just pushed it a little too far right, so it'll be Allie White. Good hard serve received well from the Muskies. That one will be Mackenzie Krause, who's going to put it down, a freshman. And when looking at this Muskie team too, they've got a lot of young faces on this roster, a lot of young faces in the starting lineup, just as this Wittenberg team. So two teams who, have had some success in recent seasons. Maybe not necessarily in that rebuild phase, but just more of that reload type phase. You've got the talent and skill. You just got to get it back out there, get the experience it needs, and ready to go. Tyler Linkhart's going to put that one down, and it's going to be tipped out. The All-American outside hitter from a season ago, Tyler Linkhart, having another very successful season. Really started to ramp it up here as of late, doing typical Ty things. So that one's going to get pushed over, and what a play there. Really good play for the Fighting Muskies. Put that in the corner where no Tigers were at, and just placed it perfectly. Ava Golem goes for the diving attempt to get it, just unable to reach it. Too well placed from the Muskie. So it'll be Krause to send it away. Allie White receives it well, sends it high up into the rafters. Mac Ricketts comes and tracks it over to Wooster. But that one's going to be tipped out immediately. She knew it. Occasionally you'll have some errant hits, but from a lot of these Wittenberg outside hitters, you never see one that bad. So you had to figure something happened to it. Sure enough, it was tipped. and finds another Wittenberg point. 4-3 here early. So it'll be Piper Ricketts. Send that one just out of bounds. Good hard serve, but just sends it a little far. That's, what we've talked about, and this Wittenberg team struggled with so far this season. A little bit of sloppy play on their own end, They've played some sets where, just straight up they've lost, but a lot of the times, they hurt themselves more than the other team does to them. And that's what this young team's got to figure out. Those are the growing pains of having this type of situation. If you're Coach Evelyn Miller, because that's a good play from Bartulovic there. Bartulovic, another one of those young faces, only played 5 games last season, really stepped up over 20 games this season, second on the team in kills, behind Tyler Linkhart, and just seems like she's going to be another one of those premier outside hitters that Wittenberg is really known to have. And Kendall Black, really tough serve there, handled okay by the Muskies, but it was going to be a free ball, and there she is, back-to-back. Bartulovic showcasing the power there with 2 big back-to-back kills to tie this game up.
JJ, I say this every broadcast, but I would never want to get in the way of something like that.
Yeah, they can, especially Bartulovic and Linkhart, they've got some special power on the outside, and it's very fun to watch them go. So Bartulovic 3 in a row. That one, it'll be tipped at the net. So this kind of, the last couple plays, a couple of these tips, it kind of has reminded me of that DePaul game we watched a couple weeks ago. Except Wittenberg kind of in that position of Muskingum. They were able to get the hands on some of these big hitters, but unable to really get an effective block off of it. 4 in a row this time. They are ready for it. Kraus will get the dig. It'll be a push over. And once again, that far corner is a striking ground for this team. But Kendall Black really put him in good position there. I know we talked about Bartulovic, but Kendall Black's serves really made it difficult for Muskingum to get into a good set. It led for a couple of heavy touches, which led to some free balls for Wittenberg, which allowed them to find their big outside hitter, Bartulovic, and get her going a little bit. So Cam Colahan with a good receive. Mac Ricketts goes for one of her quick plays, and she does on a night where we're honoring her. What an incredible career this senior has had, over 2,600 assists.
That's crazy.
And to note that she also is she's a part of that COVID class who came in, so she never got a full season. So the fact that she's able to put up the numbers she has with not having that full COVID season is just remarkable.
Yeah, that's something you don't see every day.
Really good block at the net there from Kate Colahan, and Tyler Linkhart sends that one down as Muskingum was struggling to find their feet there, as Mac Ricketts, the other All-American for this team, is back to serve it away. Another good serve, handled by Chloe Taylor. It's going to be a fight for it at the net. Tyler Linkhart's just going to put it where Muskingum's not, right in the middle of the floor. So Wittenberg responds with 3 straight points after a tie game.
Now, Jada, this is one thing that I think the Tigers are really good at, is kind of figuring out what the other team has to offer and then making those really quick adjustments as the game's going on. Luckily, they were able to kind of figure it out sooner than later here. So,
yeah, and that's sometimes the issue we've seen. But remember what we talked about at the DePaul game, what we've seen from them so far in the season, even dating all the way back to the Calvin game, is this Wittenberg team loves to get out the quick starts.
Yeah.
They love to take advantage of that first set, but it's what comes after that.
Exactly.
What they've struggled with is closing out these games against talented teams. Calvin, big top 25 matchup. They took set number 1 against top 5 team in the country. Looked good. The energy in this gym was rocking, and really good read there from Tyler Linkhart. And they were able to take a big first set. Next 3 sets, they drop all 3. Same with DePaul. Massive conference implication game. If Wittenberg is able to win that, they still put themselves right up there with the chance to, at least claim a share of that regular season title. Win set number 1. Scott, this plays rocking. Drop the next 3. So, that's just been a common theme, is struggling to close out games. But, that's just the growing pains. Being in different positions, this Wittenberg team, it seems to be they either lose or they dominate games. There's no really in between. They've won a couple of close games, but it really just seems a lot of their wins have been 3-0.
Yeah. Now looking at their schedule, JJ, I do realize that you're completely right on that.
So, Muskie able to respond with a couple of points.
Muskingum with the serve. A little strong.
In fact, I'm sorry. I just looked up at the schedule. All 10 of Wittenberg's wins, 3-0. Every single one.
Are you serious?
Yep, every single one.
folks at home, he is not lying. Every single win that they have is 3-0 wins.
So it seems to be it just comes down to that all-important second set. If they're able to win that second set, so far they are 10 for 10 and closing out games and that they go up 2-0 on. So 12-9 we go. Here in set number 1, Muskingum will serve it away. It'll be number 7, Alexis Bradley, another freshman for this Muskingum team. Mac Ricketts now over to Worcester, and wow, what a dig there. Looked like Cameron Haynes there. Huge dig. It gets a big-time hit there from Worcester, but now back forth we go. Oh, what a play! Mac Ricketts keeps it up. And she's displaying some of that special skill we always talk about. Allie White now with the big dig, and it goes off the middle. So it goes off the scoreboard in the middle of the gym there.
So what does that mean?
It would be out of bounds. So okay, that's new to me. Oh, and Kendall Black, there's that play we've talked about in recent. We love that play. Mac Ricketts, Kendall Black, just so smooth. Kendall Black's jumping before Mac Ricketts even sets her the ball. Mac Ricketts puts it right where it needs to be. Perfect timing. I would love to see the conversion rate on that because it seems like 9 times out of 10 they're scoring a point.
Yeah, we talk a lot about the team chemistry, and I feel like this Wittenberg Tigers team, they just know where each other are on the court, which is awesome.
Yeah, and I feel like that's a common theme, and that's another really good play there from Mackenzie Krause. Muskingum's found a lot of success going for some of those sneakier, softer touches instead of that big, powerful hit. Been able to get, I think, 3 or 4 points now here, and that's setting them in the first set. But I agree, and I think that's one thing I've noticed since my time here at Wittenberg. I've been calling. So we're going to get a whistle. I don't know if we were all ready and set to go, but it'll be a whistle and we'll reserve. But, I've been calling and broadcasting this volleyball team for over 2 years now. It's Allie White. Very rare do we see an error like that from her. Maybe a little miscommunication. Her and Cam are right next to each other. Cameron Colahan. And, that's what I've noticed. Even outside of volleyball, getting to know some of these girls. And, this is a small campus. That's one thing I love is being able to, grow and know a lot of different people. As I've grown pretty close to some of the volleyball team. And, I noticed they are very close, even outside of volleyball. They are, it really feels like a family-type atmosphere, even dating back to when I first got on campus to here I am now in my senior year. You could just really tell with this program, they one of the big things they harp on in their culture is growing close as a team, growing that kind of sisterhood, and it really feels like they do that, and it shows on the court. That's why they've been one of the most successful programs of all time. Looking at the history, the amount of championships we have. I mean, you walk into this gym, a lot of these banners are for this volleyball program.
Yep.
And, just a very successful team and program. And I think a lot of that comes from just, you can't play well on a team as a team together on the court without being, just being close to each other. You got to build a relationship off the court to have a good relationship on the court. Wow.
What a kill right there.
Bartulovic there showing that power we talked about.
Yeah, JJ, I totally agree. Without the chemistry, I don't think the Tiger volleyball team would be where they're at now. And I love seeing how close they are together. And I think it just makes the whole campus happy as well because they're kind of feeding off, every other sport's kind of feeding off what the volleyball team has, chemistry-wise, in my opinion.
And it just kind of, it goes to talk about just the Wittenberg athletics in general. We all we all want to see each other be successful. It's almost one big family in itself. Yep. Like we talked about being a smaller school, you get to grow close with a lot of different athletes from a lot of different teams, and you all want to see each other become successful. And what a play and set there from Mac Ricketts to freshman Kate Colahan. She gets the running kill there for a big point, going back up by 2. So it'll be Mac Ricketts to serve it away for the Tigers, looking to try to find a way to close out set number 1. No timeout so far, just back and forth we go. Wittenberg started to pull away, but Muskie found their way back into it. Mac Ricketts over to Tyler Linkart. She drops one down. Bartulovic, a little bit of a mistouch there, and it's going to float right above the net. And a very frustrating point to give away. I feel like if you're Evelyn Miller there, you had him right where you wanted. You got Tyler Linkart, with a big-time hit, forced a heavy touch. That gave you a free ball back. Bartulovic sends it behind her. Don't know if Allie White was ready for that. Piper Ricketts does a good job. Tyler Linkart now, what a hit. Coming from that almost that top little lip of the Wittenberg W in the middle of the floor, still showcasing her power and accuracy, even far away from the net. So it'll be another freshman, Ava Golem. Ava Golem, Kate Colahan, they've been two of these freshmen that have really implemented themselves into this lineup.
Yeah.
And they've played very well, and that's a really good serve there. That touch there, it's going to be tipped. But we talked about both these teams having some of these younger faces, younger players, and so far, we've seen these freshmen really step onto the court and play really well, and that's going to be really exciting to see for the future of both of these teams as these younger faces. Oh, and a missed touch there from Mac Ricketts there. Ava Golem was on the ground ready for it, but that one going to fall away from Mac Ricketts there, and Muskingum fighting back into this one. 17-all here in set number 1. And just back and forth we go. This is what we've seen the last couple of home games here for this Wittenberg team, is back and forth, back and forth.
Yep.
They can never really find a way to put together a lot of points in some of these closer games, especially down the stretch. And, it really feels like teams find a way to stay in the game, and that's gonna force Evelyn Miller to call the first time out of the game after giving up a 4 or 5 point lead there. Muskingum just slowly. What I really like from Muskingum here during the stretch is they just stuck to their game plan, stayed executing what they wanted to do. They knew they couldn't get it all back in 1 point. You just got to start by getting 1 point back at a time. They would get 2 points, Wittenberg would get 1. They would get 2 points, Wittenberg would get 1. And they were okay with that because they had the space to do so. Now look at it. They worked their way back up, 17-all. But as we know, this Wittenberg team have a lot of success coming out of timeouts. We've talked about it in a couple of recent games. Out of timeouts, they really seem to find a way to come out and execute what they want to do.
They do. I totally agree with that.
Sometimes as a young team, that's what you need. Sometimes you just need that little break. You need your head coach. Maybe you need maybe your senior, Tyler Linkart. Whatever you need, step off to the sideline for a second. Take a step off the court. Remember what the game plan is. Take a deep breath. Go back out. Execute. And because this is a whole different game of volleyball. This isn't high school anymore. This is a much faster and skilled pace of game, and it can be nerve-wracking. It can get to be a lot sometimes. Sometimes you just need to take that step off. Ava Golem receives that one well. It's going to be a little errant hit. Moose is going to send it over. Free ball now for Muskingum. Burton now. Another soft touch there. This Mackenzie Krause finding a lot of success with that soft touch. Wittenberg, as soon as they get to that set, they're all spreading out. Every single one, all 6 spreading out on the court, leaving that middle wide open. Muskingum's has taken advantage of that. A good receive. Really good receive from Allie White. And that led to a really good set and hit there from Kate Colahan. It's going to draw a whistle on Muskingum, so point right back for Wittenberg. But then, that was a really good serve receive from Allie White that put them in a good position, and she's going to serve it away. Really good serve from her, and that's going to drop right over the net. Krause wasn't ready for that one. So back-to-back points for the Tigers, and that's going to force the timeout from head coach Hallie Cruzen and this Muskingum team. So out of the timeout, Muskingum got that first point, but right away, Wittenberg responded. Got a good serve receive from Allie White. Really good set from Mac Ricketts. Big-time hit from Kate Colahan, and then a big-time serve from the sophomore Allie White. And Wittenberg takes the lead.
Yeah, JJ, this is a fun first set to watch, especially in a non-conference game that we have going into this postseason. Both teams are playing phenomenal right now. They're just killing themselves with errors on their own side, but how can they eliminate those and make this game even closer?
Yeah, and that's what I think is going to be fun to watch this type of game tonight, is because at the end of the day, looking at these two teams and their records, they're probably not going to get that auto berth into the NCAA tournament. They're going to need to win their tournament. And so they've really got nothing to lose in terms of this game. Especially for Wittenberg, you've already got your conference tournament seeding. It's non-conference. Yep. Go out there, play relaxed, play loose, just play your volleyball. You don't got to worry about anything else. These next 3 games, they matter. They're on the schedule. But in terms of implications on anything else, they don't mean anything.
Exactly.
Go out there, play relaxed, try out some different things, get more comfortable, just keep getting more and more comfortable as a team on the court together, and just keep trying to practice and perfect some of those things you want to work on as you start to enter into the postseason play.
Yeah, I agree.
So Allie White, another serve. Cross will handle that one. It'll be to Burton. Tipped at the net. Ava Golem's there. Mac Ricketts now to Tyler Linkart. She's going to send it. Oh, thought that one dropped. was ready to explode there for a second, but it was close.
Look good from our angle.
We are pretty far up here, but that's going to be called out of bounds. So a big point for Muskingum on a point that looked like it could have been Wittenberg's way, but a huge point for them to tie back up instead of being a 2-point deficit. That one, Ava Golem receives it well. Mac Ricketts now back to Tyler Linkart. A little bit of an errant pass there set from Mac Ricketts. So that's got to be a little bit frustrating for Wittenberg there. The same side official called that one in, which looked like it was out. And the previous play called Tyler Linkart's out when it looked like it was in. So 2 big points to Muskingum. So Worcester now, it's going to be tipped. Really good job there from Bradley to keep it up. But it's going to be to no avail. Excuse me, it was Gingrich. So 20-20 here in set number 1. It'll be Tyler Linkart, the senior, to send it away. Kraus is there. Burton now sends it over. Oh, what a play from Ava Golem. Mac Ricketts to Worcester. She's going to send one down and in.
That was a point, Wittenberg. That was a nice set right there.
Kaylee Worcester, and what a play from Ava Golem there to keep that one up. So big point for Wittenberg. Ty once again to send it away. She will. Chloe Taylor to Kraus. Back to Taylor. Tyler Linkart right down to Mac Ricketts. Over to Worcester once again. It's going to get tipped, and that one's going to drop. Back to back. Kaylee Worcester with 2 huge points. The sophomore outside hitter provided a spark to this Wittenberg team, and that's going to force Cruzen to call another in her final timeout. Wittenberg once again sparking at the right time here to end the first set. So we've got another timeout. We're going to let this one just play out, let these 2 coaches talk it over, and we'll be right back right after this. So we are back after the timeout from Muskingum, their final timeout of set number 1. Wittenberg leading this one 22-20. If you're just tuning in, welcome into the Tiger Sports Network for this non-conference matchup between the visiting Muskingum Fighting Muskies and the Wittenberg Tigers. Oh, what a play from Allie White. Had to fully extend to get that one. Worcester now, that one's going to tip over. Oh, somehow Muskingum keeps it up. Tyler Linkart now. Mac Ricketts, Kendall Black. She just throws that one over, and she'll get the point. So another big point out of the timeout. And once again, we talked about it. Out of all 3 timeouts, Wittenberg has been able to propel, find that momentum, and get that energy back on their side, and now puts themselves 2 points away from set point. Or from set, to take set number 1, excuse me. So that one back to Kraus. It's going to get a whistle. Not sure what that whistle was on. There was no tip call. It was out of bounds. But somehow Muskingum gets the point. Not exactly sure what the symbol was. And now miscommunication from Tyler Linkart and Allie White brings Muskingum right back into the game. And this is what we talked about. They've had trouble closing out sets and games. And now right here, you give away 2 points. So now Muskingum within 1. Kraus to serve it away. Tyler Linkart takes that one. Mac Ricketts now over to Worcester. It's going to get blocked and out of bounds. So Wittenberg now on set point. And it'll be Piper Ricketts to come in and serve it for this Wittenberg team. Bartulovic will enter in for Golem. Worcester will take a seat as well. So Piper and Mac Ricketts, Bartulovic, Kendall Black, Tyler Linkart, Allie White to try to close out set number 1, 24-22. Piper Ricketts back to serve it away. She does her routine. Here's the serve. It's a good one. It's going to be heavy at the net. Bartulovic's going to meet it. And it's going to be point Wittenberg.
Wittenberg takes the first set.
Exciting set number 1. We've got to call some very exciting games as of lately. And, that point, head coach Hallie Cruzen was arguing for a net call there. It's both Bartulovic and I believe it was maybe Emma Johnson. They were met right in the middle of the floor there for that ball. They got tipped right above the net. Bartulovic was able to outduel and win it and get the final point. Another fast-paced, fun set number one. You know, just really back and forth. It's going to be a very exciting matchup, and I think that's what I'm most excited for. You know, we talked about being this non-conference, kind of no implications type situation, but I think that's where we're going to get to really see the competitive, just fun back and forth volleyball, just like you're playing almost, you know, just backyard ball. You know, just going out there, playing with your team, playing with some of your closest friends. It's going to be a very fun, exciting match. We got to see that from set number one, and just. What do you think Muskingum has to do a little bit better and to try to find a way to get over that hump here in set number two?
We kind of talked about it earlier, JJ, and I think it's just eliminating errors, but I think that can go for Muskingum and the Tigers as well. I think there's a lot of errors on both sides, but Muskingum kind of was figuring out their rhythm and finding out that those cheeky little passovers instead of the hard hits kind of worked better for them. So they can kind of see what Wittenberg has to offer in this next set, and I'm excited to see what happens.
Yeah, you know, that's a really good point. I think they just got to do a good job still of just keeping Wittenberg on their toes. You know, they went for a lot of those softer touches in the middle, so maybe mix it up a little bit, go for some bigger hits, maybe go for some farther hits. You know, first couple of points, they found that far left corner, far corner, and then they went to the close middle, so they just did a good job mixing it up. Yeah. And I want to see that from them and to continue that from them. Maybe mix in a couple of big hits, maybe some, you know, just have the setter hit it over on that second touch instead of getting the full three every single time. But we're going to let these two teams talk it over and rest up before we get on to set number two. We'll be back in about a minute 30. So we are back and I'm ready for set number two. If you're just tuning in, welcome into the Tiger Sports Network. Wittenberg was able to take a very fun back and forth set number one, 25-22. And just a very fun game. Wittenberg took control early in that set. Muskingum found a way to get it close and we went back and forth, back and forth. Wittenberg looked like they were going to close it out with ease, and then Muskingum fought back, made it a 1-point game, but then Wittenberg closed out the final 2 points to take it 25-22. Big set from Bartulovic and Wooster. You know, the two outside hitters that we really got to see a big step up from them. 2 sophomores combined for 9 kills, 5 from Bartulovic, 4 from Wooster. Linkhart with 3 of her own. And now that's one thing I loved about this, watching this team, is they've got a lot of really good hitters. Bartulovic will tip. So we're going to get a tip call, and it'll be Wittenberg point.
That was a Muskingum point. Oh, they changed it.
All right, whose point is it? Wittenberg. Okay.
Wittenberg.
That far side official, he called the tip. This one called no tip. This one right in front of us called no tip. Now we're going to talk to the head judge and try to figure out what the call was, because it was a little weird. This play happened on this close side to us next to the scores table. Yeah. The far side official called tip. This closest official to the Wittenberg bench called no tip. So it'll be curious to see what call we're going to get out of here.
I wish it was like baseball and tie goes to the runner, but they actually got to talk about it.
But I do want to point out, big set, so it will still be Wittenberg point. Mackenzie Krause for this Muskingum team had a sneaky good first set, 9 kills. You know, we called her live. She was the one who was all involved. She did all those soft touches most of the time. So big set number 1. So I think if you're Muskingum, continuing to find her, but I think you're going to need someone else to step up if you want to take down this team, and that's going to be a big start. Oh, they're going to keep it in play. It's going to float right over. Tyler Linkart going to try to send that one down. Emma Johnson will send that one over now. Tyler Linkart, she's going to send that one down, and that one's going to float out of bounds. But wow, what power we were able to see from Emma Johnson and Tyler Linkart right there, but it's going to come to Tyler Linkart. Mac Ricketts now. Burton, back to Johnson.
Oh,
she's going to get that one to fall. And you know, Emma Johnson didn't have a single kill in set number 1, but the first 2 kill opportunities she's had have looked phenomenal.
Yeah.
And you know, I question whether or not why they didn't go to her for more in the first set. You know, Cross had a successful first set, but you're going to need someone else to step up if you want to be able to close out and get some more production. Really keep this Wittenberg team on their toes. Be able to go to both sides, have Cross one side, Johnson on the other, and I think you're going to really like what you see. That one's going to float really far. Again, that thing is it's
floating in the air.
Yeah, it's tough to watch in there. That thing is moving all over. Skolem and Wooster will check back in for Ricketts and Bartulovic. Wittenberg up 3-2 here in set number 2. I also want to see some more net presence from both these teams here. Neither of these teams recorded a block. We've seen a couple of tips and a couple of hits, but we haven't had a good play.
Sneaky pass again.
Oh, but what a play there. Tyler Linkart sends that one over, but tracking it down was Chloe Taylor. Again, miscommunication. A good attempt there from Wooster and Kate Colan, but that's, I think, the 4th time now we've seen miscommunication from two Wittenberg Tigers that have led into collision and mishits, which have led to a point for Muskingum.
Yep.
And those are the errors just this late in the season you don't want your team to be having, and if you know on a Wittenberg standard shouldn't be having. So free point given right back to Wittenberg. But especially with the presence of Kendall Black and Kate Colahan, Tyler Linkart, Bartulovic, they've got the jumping ability, they got the wingspan. I want to see more net presence from them. They haven't been too intimidating at the net so far, and granted, Muskingum hasn't really given them the opportunity to. Tyler Linkart sends that one down, and she's going to get the kill there, and that'll be her 1,000th career kill for Tyler Linkart.
Career kills.
That's just an awesome moment to her. Being, Tyler Linkart, good friend of mine. I love to see it. She's such a hard worker, such an amazing athlete, and an even better person. She's worked for everything she's gotten. It's been so fun to watch her over the last couple of years. She deserved that All-American. She deserves everything that's come her way, and she's going to get another one. And just an incredible career so far, and it's still continuing on. Just an incredible accomplishment for her. So big congratulations to Tyler. And just a really special night tonight, being able to honor Evelyn Miller, her 100 career wins, Mac Ricketts, her incredible career, and now Tyler getting 1,000 kills all in the same night. And there's some net presence right on cue. They're going to get a big block at the net. Kendall Black recording one, and now Wittenberg 4 straight points. And just feeding off the energy. And, we talked about that team atmosphere. Just seeing the reaction from the bench after that was really fun to watch. And that serve from Kate Colahan going to go a little bit far there.
And, JJ, all those accomplishments that Wittenberg has just shows what kind of program that head coach has put on for Wittenberg here with 100 wins, 1,000 kills, and 2,500 assists.
Over 2,700 now.
27, yeah, my fault.
No, you're good. It's just she has so many, it's hard to keep up with. Once you have that, and that's a really good read. Muskingum found a lot of success with that one. And set number 1, and that one's going to drop for a Wittenberg point. But they went for that sneaky hit again. Mac Ricketts recognizes it. She's able to get underneath it there. And now 8-4. Wittenberg on top. It'll be Tyler Linkart to send it away for the Tigers. That one handled well from Chloe Taylor. Back to Taylor, tipped at the net. Back to Taylor, goes for the soft touch. And now we're going to get to see some net presence there from Muskingum. So good play at the net from Muskingum and Chloe Taylor to meet it at the net there, win that 50-50 ball and get it to drop.
That's fun to see, the whole bench getting excited for Tyler Linkard as she walks off after getting subbed out.
So Niemeyer, oh, and that's but Wittenberg, nope, it's going to be called double there. Just unfortunate. Once again, miscommunication. All of it, I believe, has come on that back row. So I don't know where the miscommunication's happening, but something needs to be figured out because you can't keep giving away free points, especially with how well you've played tonight.
Yeah.
It feels like they've given away a lot more points than Muskingum has really earned. They've had some really good play, but in the second set, they've taken away the middle of the floor on those soft touches. Muskingum struggled on offense. They had a big kill from Emma Johnson, haven't gone back to her. Other than that, that's the second miscommunication point we've given away. And so, you just, there it is. That's a good play there from Chloe Taylor. So you just want to see if you're Evelyn Miller and the squad to stop giving away some of those free points because you really feel like overall you've controlled this game. You've played the better game. You've just kept Muskingum in this game because of some of those miscommunication and some of those free points. So it'll be Chloe Burton now to send it away. Mac Ricketts goes for the soft touch behind her head, and she's going to drop it. We get to see, we've talked about these two so much over their careers over the last couple of years, but man, on this special night where they're giving us a fun show, an entertaining show to watch. Behind the head there, just incredible. Two incredibly talented players. We're so happy that they chose Wittenberg to continue to play their collegiate volleyball. It's been so fun to watch and broadcast them over the couple of years that I've been able to. So 10-8. Going to be Chloe Taylor. Chloe Taylor, who's also had a very good game for this Muskingum team, has been involved in a lot of plays. That one will be out of bounds.
10-9. Muskingum's creeping back in there just like they did in the first set.
Yeah, Wittenberg had a 4-point lead, but once again, Muskingum just finds a way to get back into it. Good job from Bartulovic not to go into the net there. A lot of momentum taking her into there, but she stays out of it. Clayton now over to Emma Johnson. Cam Colahan's there. Mac Ricketts now back row to Piper Ricketts.
Oh, wow.
Good hit and a good tip at the net, but what a play there. And it's going to be tipped out of bounds, but what a play there from Mackenzie Krause. Haven't called her name too much here in set number 2. Want to see her, if you're a Muskingum fan, you want to see her get more involved. She had a lot of success in set number 1. You want to see and hear her name get called more. She did a good job of getting underneath that, keeping it up, and in play. Just was unable to get anything out of it. So 11-9, Mac Ricketts back to send it away. We'll send it back to Cameron Haynes. There's Krause, and she's going to get a kill. Piper Ricketts tries to track it down, but right on cue, I've been pretty spot on. I've manifested a couple things. We talked about some net presence. Finally got it out of both these teams. And then talked about needing to see more out of Krause, maybe more out of some other players from this Muskingum team. We saw Emma Johnson get involved. Now Krause getting back involved. So Mac Ricketts back to Tyler Linkard. Miss hit from her there. And it'll be a tie game. So for how well Wittenberg has played here in set number 2, they've just once again given away free points just like that. Allie White now. Piper Ricketts, she sends that one over. Good job there from Chloe Burton to keep it up. Now here's Krause. Soft touch. Tyler Linkard is there. Mac Ricketts back to Bartulovic. Oh, and Piper Ricketts last second dives at it. Looked like it was going to be out of bounds. But that's another player, Bartulovic. Want to see her get involved. She led this team in kills in that set number 1. Showcased some big-time power. Muskingum wasn't really able to do anything about it, but hasn't had much here. Set number 2. Tyler Linkard runs up and gets that one. Krause is there for it. And there's Bartulovic.
Oh, wow.
What a play there from Cameron Haynes on the dig. Krause now will get another chance, and that'll get blocked at the net. What an attempt there from Haynes. Good effort there from Muskingum, but that's one of my favorite plays to watch in volleyball. I think that brings so much energy on those 50-50 balls that float above the net, and when those hitters come up and meet it,
Oh, I totally agree.
And Bartulovic just comes, shows that power, ties this game up. Back and forth we go.
And just as you say that, I think when that did happen, I can see the energy in the crowd kind of go up too, because that's what they love to see and love to watch when it comes to volleyball.
So back-to-back points for Wittenberg, responding well after Muskingum took the lead. You know, you really like to see that, a good response, because this is where we've talked about they win first set against talented teams. When they start to fall apart is later in the latter half of set number 2 is usually when they tend to fall apart. That's been the trend. Good play. Good job from Kate Colahan to get a hand on that. Tyler Linkart just going to send it over. Niemeyer is there. Emma Johnson now. Mac Ricketts with the dig. Allie White to Worcester. Worcester will send it far, but it'll be out of bounds. Tie game. Because here's kind of the trend it's been. You know, set number 1, they win. Set number 2, back and forth, and then it goes all the way down to the wire. They drop it. Set number 3, it goes all back and forth till around that 17-point range. The other team finds a way to win. And then set number 4 is when the wheels start to fall off. So we're hoping not to see that tonight. We want to see the growth and maturity of this team. This is where it has to come. And these back and forth sets, these close sets and these close games, you got to find a way to close it out. And this is the perfect time to do it. Gingrich with a good serve last time. Kate Colahan will get it. Catherine Clayton's there. Kraus now sends it over. Allie White, big time dig from her. Perfectly to Mac Ricketts. Worcester now follows it up. It'll be a floater.
Oh wow.
Long tracking play there.
What an effort, though, by Muskingum there.
Yeah, just really unfortunate. You know, that's the life of a setter. Chloe Burton's on this close side to us as a camera. That ball floating all the way on that far side, you know, and you don't want to come up and get in the way of Burton if you're one of these other players, because that's what you trained for. You know, that's what you practice and getting your sets for, is you want to get out of your way, let your setter come get it. But Burton had to track a long way. She tried to make an effort for it, went diving for it, just unable to get it. And then Kate Colahan, a little too much muscle on that serve, will send it far.
JJ, I'm surprised there hasn't been a timeout called yet. Usually when it's this close, almost halfway through this set, there's usually a timeout called.
And right on cue, we're going to get it.
There it is.
Back and forth we went, but now Muskingum finding that momentum. The energy really starting to favor the side of Muskingum. You know, not too much to say. Pretty similar to set number 1. Back and forth. Sloppy volleyball being played a little bit on both sides. Scrappy plays, scrappy points. You know, in which team is going to find a way to start playing that clean volleyball down the stretch, find a way to put together enough points to close out set number 2, because that's going to be the determiner. Wittenberg takes set number 2. As we've seen, they're 10 for 10 when they go up 2-0. So it's going to be a very close game. It'll be very exciting to see the rest of this set number 2, but we've got our first time out. We're going to let these two teams talk it over. We'll be right back. So we are back out of the timeout. Kraus will send it away from Muskingum. Linkart is there. Be sent to Worcester. Kraus is there. Good ball to Burton, and really good play. Allie White, what a play to keep it up for her. Now scramble back and forth. Here we go. Burton over to Taylor. Taylor just taps it over. Tyler Linkart now is going to send it over. Burton is there. Taylor once again. Mac Ricketts to Allie White. Over to Worcester. Be tipped at the net. Gingrich is there. Burton to Taylor once again. Worcester keeps it up. Allie White somehow keeping it up.
What a play by Allie White.
Kendall Black keeps it over. Back and forth we go. Wittenberg scrambling. They're going to have to get back into position. It's going to get pushed, and it's going to be out of bounds. Point Wittenberg. Whew, that was an explosive play right out of the timeout. Yep. Back and forth. A couple of incredible plays from, Allie White. Addison Gingrich had a couple big plays there. Burton diving stop from her. Taylor's just going to have to hit it over. Free ball, Mac Rickett. What a play from her. Her ability to read and deceive the defense is so good, especially in positions like that, because that ball, she probably wasn't going to be able to get a clean set off. It was hit with a lot of velocity going straight towards the net. She just lets that thing go until it's right over the net. She just hits it to that far side where no Muskie was. That one now. A little bit of an errant set there. Set it right over top of the net. Allowed Muskie to kind of just sit there and wait for Worcester to hit it right into their hands, and just drops it right down for a point for Muskingum. So a good response after 2 straight points from Wittenberg. 17-16, and it'll be number 8. Josie Niemeyer send it away for Muskingum. Hallie White, good receive out. Mike Ricketts tries to win. Cam Colahan goes diving in, but just ends up over the line. So again, just handing away points to Muskingum. You don't want to see them do it this close to the end of set number 2. You don't want to get down the stretch here. This is where you want to let the points be decided by play and not by errors.
I agree. I do kind of see Wittenberg's communication on the court kind of getting better. I know they were struggling with it earlier, but as the game's kind of gone on, I can see them talking to each other more, calling the ball for it louder. So maybe that can play a key into it as they kind of continue to grow from that as well.
Yeah, and that's going to be a huge point. We've seen a couple of plays where that miscommunication really hurt them. Kraus now. A little bit of a heavy touch for her. And then I believe Chloe Burton had to come up and try to make a play for it. Tries to hit it high, because she had to hit it high over the net, but unfortunately didn't have the angle to keep it in bounds. So now Wittenberg responds with 2 points, and they tie it back up. Kraus much better that time. Burton right over the net. Mac Ricketts over, and that one dropped. Bartulovic. There she is. A huge play. 3 straight points for Wittenberg. And that was such a clean, smooth, efficient play for Wittenberg. Really good dig. Perfect set for Mac Ricketts right over Bartulovic. She gets involved, and that's going to force timeout from Hallie Cruzen. Huge response from Wittenberg. After back and forth, Muskingum gets 2 huge points, and Wittenberg responds with 3 of their own. Just huge to be able to, respond in that way. We haven't been able to see that team respond too consistently in these type of situations. It's really refreshing to see here. So that's going to be the first timeout for Muskingum. Both teams with 1 timeout remaining here at set number 2. Looks like it'll be a quick one. Wittenberg already breaking out of the timeout, heading back out of the court. So we'll wait as Hallie Cruzen continues to talk to her team.
(19-18).
So we are back. We are already out of the timeout. Piper Ricketts still serving it away for your Tiger team. She is ready. Here's the serve. A really good one. Somehow what a play there from Taylor to keep it up. Mac Ricketts to Kendall Black. Burton now. Soft touch. Reagan Flood. Mac Ricketts. Oh, what a read from Chloe Taylor. Right into the Mac Ricketts play. Chloe Taylor wants it. She's going to get the point. Chloe Taylor taking the initiative. Reads, that's the first time I've ever seen anybody read into that Mac Ricketts play in terms of blocking it at the net, blocking it right back down. And then I love it from the senior Chloe Taylor. After that play, she wanted the ball. She screamed cross court to Burton to set her the ball. She does, and she responds by getting the point. But Bartulovic responds. Whatever you can do, I can do better. She rises up, sends a powerful one down, 20-19. Wittenberg, huge response after the play from Chloe Taylor.
That was the first time in a long time, too, JJ, that I haven't seen Wittenberg score first out of a timeout, too.
So Hallie White sends that one. Kraus handles it. Emma Johnson will get it over to Taylor. Soft touch. What a play from Cam Colahan. Mac Ricketts avoiding Cam on the ground. Oh, what a block there. Reagan Flood and Emma Johnson just sent that ball, return to sender, right back to Bartulovic. Huge block from Muskingum. A powerful block because that ball from Bartulovic was hit very hard. Piper Ricketts, Mac Ricketts now scrambling now. Cam's just going to have to send it over. Chloe Taylor. Burton now. Flood. Good read from Bartulovic. Mac Ricketts will track it back to her sister Piper Ricketts. Sends it back to the far side. Official hits him in the back. But a point Muskingum. So Muskingum finding a couple of points here down the stretch.
Yeah, what a response by Muskingum so far.
It'll be a point and a double call on Piper Ricketts. So 22-20, and that's going to force Evelyn Miller to call a timeout. So back-to-back errors, self-inflicted errors, and there, that is nothing but Muskingum had nothing to do with those two plays right there. And that's going to be huge 2 points for Muskingum. And, I think it all stems back. That point from Chloe Taylor just brought all of the energy back to that Muskingum side.
Agree.
The block Mac Ricketts play, that patented Magic Mac, as we used to call it, behind her back, behind the head, flick over the net, to block that right back down to her, and then immediately get the kill after screaming cross court for it. Everyone on the court knew where that ball was going. It was going to Chloe Taylor. She rises up, gets the point out of it. And then right after that, a couple of errors from Wittenberg on their own. I think this was a timeout as they come quick out of the timeout once again. This was a timeout. Like, hey, let's take a deep breath, relax, we're fine. Got 2 points. That's all we need to make it back, just 1 point at a time. Just like Muskingum did in that set number one. What I really like from them, their ability to just work 1 point at a time. That's what Wittenberg needs to do now. It's only a 2 point deficit. You're not going to get it all back at once. Just start by getting one, and then the rest will play out itself. So it'll be Chloe Taylor to send it away from Muskingum.
From a standing serve, she still has a lot of power on that.
So Kraus will send it over. Oh, Allie White and Piper Ricketts going to go tumbling into each other. Bartulovic will send it over. Burton now to Kraus. Be a whistle on Wittenberg there. Looked like a net violation on, I believe they put a 3 in Mac Ricketts. Don't usually see her get called for that. Chloe Taylor now will send that one away. Piper Ricketts. Mac Ricketts now to Bartulovic. Sends that one far. And it'll be point Wittenberg. So now we're going to get a violation on Muskingum. So that one's a huge point for Wittenberg because that was going to be out of bounds, point Muskingum, and they were going to be on set point. But now puts you right back into this ball game. That's a 2 point swing. And now it's 21-23 instead of 24-20.
Let's see how Wittenberg responds trailing like this in the second set.
Mac Ricketts, Kraus, Burton, to Emma Johnson. Oh, what a dig from Piper Ricketts. Mac Ricketts now over to Bartulovic. Kraus is there. It's going to be floating. Burton back to Kraus, tipped at the net. Mac is there. Allie White now over to Bartulovic. Blocked at the net. Bartulovic keeps it up. Mac Ricketts now sends it over to Tyler Linkard. He's going to push it far. Diving attempt. Catherine Clayton now to Kraus. Blocked at the net once again. That one's going to drop. Wow. What a point. Back and forth. And what I really like from Wittenberg there is there was no scrambling. Even after a couple big hits from Emma Johnson, as we're going to get a timeout from Muskingum, even after that big hit from Johnson, really good dig. They were never out of position.
Nope.
They stayed consistent. They forced Muskingum to continuously just make them more and more uncomfortable. First hit, you forced one person out of position. Then that hit forced Cameron Haynes to go far back in that corner after the placement from Tyler Linkart, and then they're able to get it back over. But then at that point, they're scrambling all over the place. They're all over the place while Wittenberg's still set. They're right where they want to be. Had Muskingum right where they wanted to be. Just really clean volleyball. It's just like you just slowly break them down one by one.
Yeah.
You don't need to, if that first hit doesn't work, your goal should be to put them out of position, put them, in a difficult spot to where they're scrambling, make it more difficult and easier for you in the future. That's what Wittenberg did. They set themselves up for success, and they got a huge point off of it. So now that big-time violation call is going to be coming back to be huge. Because now it's 23-22 as Wittenberg gets a big point off of it.
Wittenberg does do a very, very good job of keeping their composure, especially in situations like this. And that's when it really matters as well.
We talked about their ability to close out games and sets. Here we are. They've got a big chance to try to close one out. They were given new life. How they handle it. Good serve. Clayton handles it. Kraus now going to be at the net, and she's going to place this perfectly.
What a play by Muskingum there.
So now Muskingum on set point. It'll be Catherine Clayton to send it away. The freshman libero for this team, put in a huge spot. We've seen her. She's been a little all over the place with her serves. Couple out of bounds. That one going to be a good one. Handled well from Linkart. Mac Ricketts now. Kate Colahan, soft touch. Emma Johnson reads right into it. Burton now. Allie White, big dig herself. Mac Ricketts over to Tyler Linkart. Powerful one.
What a hit.
Cameron Haynes handles it well. Mac Ricketts, Caitlin Colahan. Oh!
That was a huge point.
Her mistiming. It was like, if you don't know what you're doing, they don't know what you're doing either. Kate Colahan mistimed that one a little bit. She was on the ground before she hit that one. They all jumped with her thinking she was going to hit it. But now here we go. Wittenberg needs a point to send it to the 2-point overtime rule where you have to win by 2. Ava Golan will be back to serve it away. It's a good one. Handled well from Kraus. Burton, soft touch, and what a play. And what a play from Chloe Burton to close this one out for Muskingum. Just huge play, because I think, with the way that was going, I really felt like Wittenberg was, if they were able to get that next point, I think they were going to be able to battle back and take a victory. But what a play from Muskingum. They're able to respond back and hit a huge set number 2, because as we know, Wittenberg, when they go up 2-0, they find a way to always win. So we're going to let just the audio and live stream roll now as we are honoring Tyler Linkart and her 1,000 kills. We'll be right back right after this. So we are back and ready for set number 3. If you were just tuning in, Muskingum, a very, very impressive set number 2. We're able to battle back after a very strong start from Wittenberg. Back and forth we went. Wittenberg once again started to get some momentum later in that second half. But we're unable to close it out, and Muskingum took advantage of the opportunity, took advantage of the window, and we're able to get a big set 2 victory. And so this is going to be another challenge for this Wittenberg team. They have yet to win a game this season where they have not swept a team, right? We've talked about it before.
Yeah, we just talked about it earlier.
This is a good opportunity. We've talked about this type of game, just to being able to continue to work on things that you need to work on, and this is a big area for this team. You've got to be able to close out close games. Going into the postseason, that's all it's probably going to be is close games. You're not going to be playing a lot of weaker opponents, especially opening up your NCAC tournament against Denison. A very good conference opponent. I know you swept them the last time around, but going into the postseason, they're in the same mindset as you, survive and advance. At this point, whatever happened in the regular season, doesn't matter. You've got an opportunity ahead of you. You've got to take advantage of it. So Wittenberg's going to have to find a way to close out a game, something they have not been able to do. Ava Golem's going to start us off here in set number 3. Kraus is going to get us started. It's going to be out of bounds. Kraus still having a very impressive game. Not as crazy of a second set as we saw in the first set, but still 13 kills, leading the game. Had 9 in that first set, 4 in the second. So you're going to continue to see more out of her, and then continue to see more players step up for this Muskingum team. We talked about Chloe Taylor. She was huge down the stretch for this Muskingum team. Continue to get her involved. Chloe Burton involved. Emma Johnson involved. See Flood, Clayton, Niemeyer, Gingrich, Bradley. See some of those players step up a little bit more, and this Muskingum team could find a lot of success. But so far, Wittenberg jumping out to a hot start. Emma Johnson, Ava Golem waits for it. A good dig. But once again, miscommunication. Somehow they keep it up. It'll be Burton now to Kraus.
Oh, wow.
And Kraus just showing why she's leading this game in kills. That's her 14th on the game. Showcasing some power there. It's been really fun to watch her throughout this game because she started off this game only going soft touches. Yeah. She was the one in that first set who had all the soft touches. But now we're getting to see her transition into showcasing some of that power. So Catherine Clayton serves that one away, and they get a big-time block off of Linkart. And now a little bit of a mental game. She gets blocked that first time around. Next time tries to go for that far corner, just pushes it a little too far. Point Muskingum.
All tied at 2-2 here. Pam Evans-Smith Arena.
Allie White receives that one. Mack Ricketts now to Worcester. Blocked at the net once again. Mack Ricketts now to Tyler Linkart. Sends it over. Chloe Taylor's there. Burton now. Tipped at the net. Kate Colahan keeps it up. It's floating. It's at the net. And it'll be point Muskingum. So Muskingum, they've been very streaky. They get 3 straight points after Wittenberg scored the first 2. It's been off the serving of Catherine Clayton. The freshman out of Cincinnati, Allie White, receives that one well. Not so good. 4 straight points for Muskingum. So a little bit of a unique start, and this is what we've seen. The trend of Wittenberg is, after they fail to take control of set number 2, this is where the wheels start to fall off. So who are you going to rely on to get back into this game? Allie White, who's going to step up to the occasion? It's going to be a free ball now. What can Muskingum do with it? Burton, soft touch. Unable to get it. Good play there from Josie Niemeyer. Caitlin Colahan tries to keep it up. Throws a hand up there, unable to get it. So 5 straight points for the Fighting Muskie. Wittenberg needs a response here. You don't want to dig yourself too deep of a hole, especially with the way Muskingum has looked the last couple sets. High floating serve. Mack Ricketts now to Kate Colahan. Blocked at the net once again. Mack Ricketts now. Tyler Linkart goes for the soft touch. Chloe Taylor rushes over to get it. Burton sends it over. Colahan now. Mack Ricketts. Tyler Linkart. That one finally gets a good point.
There we go.
Big time point. Finds that opening for Wittenberg. I talked about it at the beginning of set number 2. Need to see more net presence from both teams.
Yep.
Since then, it's just exploded. Muskingum's already got 4 blocks to start the set. We saw 7 blocks combined from both teams after I said that, and just really playing much better. And a really good serve from Kate Colahan. With this freshman, Kate Colahan, she's been very fun to watch.
She
very
has.
powerful serve. Sometimes it gets her into trouble. We've seen her, she sends that one far a lot, but when she's able to keep it in bounds like that, it is very tough to handle. Look at the power and velocity that has. And that one's going to be sent down. Good response. 3 straight points from Wittenberg off of some really good serving from Kate Colahan. And that net presence we talked about, we saw it there. And a big-time block, this time coming from Wittenberg. Kate Colahan, another good serve. Chloe Taylor's there. Sees her well. Emma Johnson now back to Taylor, who's going to have to send it over. Golem now, Mac Ricketts. Tyler Linkart's going to get tipped, and it's going to drop. So 4 straight points from Wittenberg now.
4 straight points for the Tigers, yeah.
Big time response after Muskie responded with 5 of their own after trailing 2-0.
This is what I love to see, JJ. As soon as Wittenberg gets a few points in a row, they get their momentum back. And what a shot!
Kaylee Wooster. Oh, man. Wow, what power and accuracy to just rise up like that and just put it down in that far corner. So 5 straight points out from the Tigers. Kate Colahan, another good serve. Catherine Clayton handles it well, but Niemeyer does it, and it'll be hits the antenna. Point Wittenberg. Will we get a timeout? Cruisen's walking out there.
Yep.
We will. What a response from the Tigers. 6 straight points in response to Muskie's 5. Just powerful hitting, really good serving from Kate Colahan, because when that serve gets down, we've seen it's very difficult to handle. Muskie having trouble to handle it. Wittenberg taking advantage of it. 6 big points, now leading 8-5. Just really looking much better, really good response. That's what you love to see from Evelyn Miller's squad. Because that's been the theme. We've talked about so much tonight. Ability to close out sets and games. Yep. And right now, that's what it's going to take. They've struggled to respond in situations like this, especially after dropping a really close. Some of the struggles of having a younger team is, once you lose a tough-fought second set like they did, 25-23, back and forth, that could take a lot out of you. And sometimes you could see some of that layover into previous sets. We've seen that, or into the next couple sets. We've seen that in previous games. The layover from losing some of those hard-fought second sets have come back to hurt Wittenberg.
Yeah.
And this is what you need from this young team. You need to see some of your big players step up and respond to the challenge, and you just and respond to that adversity. You're not going to be able to win every set. At some point, this Wittenberg team's going to need to find a way to win a game, even if they drop a set.
Because it's going to matter in postseason too, JJ.
100%. And so far, this is a really good start for it. Really good response. Love to see the response. Another good serve from Colahan. Burton now. Big time dig from Ava Golem now. Colahan now to Wooster. Wooster has to take a step back for it. Taylor now. Oh, what a play from Mac Ricketts. Who's going to... Oh.
That's that communication part we've been talking about all game.
And that's there, and the issue was there was no communication right there. It wasn't a miscommunication, it was a no communication. I watched Kendall Black and Tyler that whole time. Kendall Black started to go for it, looked up, looked at Ty, quit going for it, then went for it again, then pulled back again. Both those of them just unable to be on the same page, and that's where you need that communication. And Ava Golem tracking that serve back. A really good serve there from Addison Gingrich. Gingrich has had a really good game. Not putting up a lot of maybe stats, but has played a sneaky good game, has shown up in some big-time scenarios, and that serve's going to fall out of bounds. A little too strong there. Tyler Linkart, the high-arcing serve there. Kraus, once again, just finds that opening. Such a good job. That's what she does, such a good job. She's not she's got a lot of power, but her ability to manipulate it and use it when need be, because her accuracy is so good, she's able to put that ball wherever she wants, and it's proved to be very lethal. Wooster once again showcased the power. Big time dig from Clayton though. Colahan keeps it up. Mac Ricketts now over to Wooster once again. Sends it's going to get tipped at the net. It's going to fall out of bounds. So Wooster continues her impressive game she's had so far.
She's been fun to watch today.
She has, that's what a lot of this Wittenberg team, they might not be the tallest outside hitters you'll ever see, but their jumping ability and their ability to kind of float up in the air, time their hits with such precision and power is so fun to watch. So Piper Ricketts sends that one away. Chloe Taylor now to Burton, to Niemeyer. Wittenberg able to handle it. Bartulovic now over to Clayton. Burton over to Taylor this time, and she goes for that soft touch. Both Mac Ricketts and Kendall Black unable to get grounded to make a play on it. And it'll result in a point for Muskingum. Missed play there from Allie White on the serve receive. And here we go. This is when, we talk about can't allow Muskingum back into the game. Wittenberg is allowing Muskingum to come back in the game. Muskingum's played okay in this third set, played really good to start it, but right now Wittenberg just seems to really be giving away some points. Kendall Black somehow keeps it up. Mac Ricketts just going to poke it over. Kraus is there. Burton now. That set, unable to reach it was Taylor, just a little bit too far and close to the net. Point Wittenberg.
We talked about it last set a little bit and talked about how well Wittenberg keeps their composure. And even if Muskingum's coming back just a little bit, I don't see a change in anybody's emotions on the court too, which is very hard to do, especially in tight games like this, JJ.
Yeah, and what a play from Cam Colahan to keep that one in play. Now to be her sister, Kate Colahan, looking for the tip call, not going to get it, so Muskie ties this one back up. And I will see Emma Johnson enter back into the game. So Chloe Burton sends it away. Very hard serve. Cam Colahan tries to keep it. Oh, Allie White goes rushing into the bench. Oh,
just a little too long.
On the free ball, just sent it a little too far. But what a hustle play. But what a serve, first of all, from Chloe Burton. Just really powerful. Had a little bit of, almost looked like side spin on it. She's played a very impressive game. Now showcasing her serving ability. Puts Muskingum back up one. Another hard serve. Handled well. And it goes off
just
to
hits the scoreboard.
That powerful serve right now, making it really difficult for this Wittenberg back line to get a nice soft touch on it. Very powerful hits coming off of it, and it's going to force a timeout from Evelyn Miller. So here we go. Muskingum responds of their own. It's going to be back and forth. We expect that to happen. It's going to be who's going to be able to respond.
Yep.
Back and forth we've gone here in the last couple of sets. And we're going to need to receive a response out of Wittenberg out of the timeout. So we're going to let these two teams talk it over, and we'll be right back. So we are back out of the timeout. It'll still be Chloe Burton to be sending it away for Muskingum. Muskingum really starting to pick it up here. Set number 3 off some really good serving from Chloe Burton, and it's going to be another one. And that's Chloe Burton's. Her serves right now just way too powerful, and Wittenberg unable to handle it. This time Piper Ricketts was tasked with trying to handle it, was unable to. 3 straight points now for Burton and Muskie. Another serve, drops well. Cam Colahan handles that one much better. The set, a little bit of an errant one, a little too close to the net there. And see, that's, they finally get past the serve, and then this time an errant set puts Bartulovic a little too close to the net. She's unable to get it. cleanly over the net, and it results in an easy block for Muskingum and another point for them. So a 4-point advantage. Burton, that one.
See if Wittenberg can bounce back.
And, this is what we see. This is where the wheels start to fall off. This has been that same trend for Wittenberg. Just a lot of not unforced errors, really good serving, but just untypical plays from Wittenberg. You don't usually see. So who's going to step up and respond? A good play there from Cam Colahan. Mac Ricketts now over to Bartulovic, blocked at the net. Cam Colahan takes it. Piper Ricketts now. Bartulovic's going to send it over. Chloe Taylor's there. Burton now over to Emma Johnson. It's going to get blocked at the net, and it's going to drop for a point. Wittenberg. Good response there. Now it'll put Tyler Linkhart back in the game. And, it seems to be in those rotations when, not some of the, you don't have Ty and Mac on the court. Some of those rotations when you've got a lot of those newer faces on the court is when we seem to be struggling. Chloe Taylor goes off the hands. So really when it comes down to those situations, you're not going to be able to lean on Mac Ricketts and Tyler Linkhart, some of those upperclassmen forever. Who's going to be able to step up in those situations and make a play? But now Mac Ricketts and Tyler Linkhart back in the game. 3-point game. Chloe Taylor going to send it over. Allie White handles it. Mac Ricketts now to Bartulovic. Sends it over. Soft touch. Chloe Taylor's there. Burton now sends it right back over. Free ball for Wittenberg. Tyler Linkhart. And that one's going to, drop a good play there from Kraus and Clayton. But Tyler Linkhart enters into the game, makes an immediate impact as she does. 14-16 now. Wittenberg responding well. Burton, a good play. Caitlin Colahan does a good job of reading into it. Bartulovic sends it over. Emma Johnson's there. Burton now. Taylor sends it. Piper Ricketts does a good job of getting under it. Just too powerful of a hit. Unable to really get a clean touch underneath it. Chloe Taylor again continues her impressive game. And she'll be tasked with serving it away now after she gets the point. So Piper Ricketts, Mac Ricketts now. Bartulovic rises up. Chloe Taylor's there. Emma Taylor now over to Kraus. Blocked at the net.
What a block.
What a play there for Caitlin Colahan and Tyler Linkhart. Finally able to get a big-time block. Hopefully get that energy back because, we've talked about it before. A block is such a huge play in terms of, just an energy booster. It brings so much energy to the court once you get a big-time block like that.
Yeah, I agree. Now, I've been thinking after Muskingum player try to kick it. Are you allowed to kick the ball in volleyball?
I believe so.
I did not know that.
Good serve from Golem. Burton now over to Kraus. Flicks it over. Wooster's there. Kate Colahan. Emma Johnson now. Burton sends it over. Here we go. Ava Golem now. Mac Ricketts, a good opportunity. It's going to be blocked.
What a play.
Allie White.
Nobody was there.
Mac Ricketts, another set was just a little too far there. First time we've really seen her have a couple of errant sets. They weren't terrible sets, but in terms of the Mac Ricketts standard, not her best sets. And it results in a point for Muskingum and a huge error there from Wooster on the serve receive. Gives a free point away from Muskingum, and it's going to be the final timeout from Evelyn Miller, trailing by 4 now in dangerous territory now.
Very dangerous.
And Muskingum really starting to sense blood in the water, and it's going to draw another timeout from Wittenberg. 19-15 here in set number 3. Muskingum just continuing to play their volleyball. They haven't really changed too much of what they've done. It hasn't that they've started playing that much better. It's just they've stayed consistent. And Wittenberg's kind of fallen into that trend of, really good set number 1 and then just slowly start to fall off, especially after giving up set number 2. The wheels start to fall off. Muskingum, they haven't done anything special. They've stayed with their game plan, and that's what's allowed them to stay consistent. Wittenberg just struggling to find that consistency. So we're going to let these two teams talk it over real quick. We'll be right back in just a second. So we're back, and Catherine Clayton, she really was a big spark serving the ball earlier on in this set. that allowed Muskingum. Oh, and Tyler Linkart showing off the strength and power there. Just rises up quick. And if you blinked, you would have missed it, because I had a thought in my head, and the next thing you know, I see Tyler Linkart rise up and send one down. So hopefully out of the timeout, that could provide a spark, but immediately Wittenberg gives it back right away, and you just can't do that. You need to find a way to put the ball in play. That's it. If you lose when the ball's in play, so be it. But when you give away free points like that, and especially in this tight of a set and back and forth game, it's got to be really frustrating if you're Evelyn Miller. So they're going to go right back to Tyler Linkart, and she responds. So leaning on Tyler Linkart, the All-American outside hitter, your senior, Mac Ricketts and Tyler Linkart really stepping up to the occasion here. And it'll be Tyler Linkart. Serve it away. Good serve. Burton now will handle it over to Kraus. Send it over. Tyler Linkart's there. Mac Ricketts now. Allie White just going to have to send it over. Free ball. Hansel. Mac Ricketts now. Back row to Tyler Linkart's going to get tipped.
Wow.
What a play there from Cameron Haynes. It'll be Kraus to send it over, and it'll be far. So point Wittenberg, 2-point game.
Coming back slowly.
And you know what I love right now? Caitlin Colin and have that, errant serve there that put Muskingum back up before. Jamie Peterson, sat her down on the bench, arm around her, and just consoled her freshman. Caitlin Colin is such a talented player, and I'm super excited to see what she can do in her next 4 years. She's already showed so much that she can offer. And, I just love that from our coach, Jamie Peterson. And what a play from Tyler Linkart. What a dive there from Ava Golem. Catherine Clayton now. Burton over to Kraus. It's going to get blocked.
Wow.
So back to Kraus. It's going to get tipped into the net once again. Tyler Linkart keeps it up. Allie White is there. It'll be Wooster now to send it over. It's going to get blocked. Golem now. Linkart over to Wooster. She's going to send it. And it's going to be point Wittenberg. What a point there from
right
two
back
huge
in it.
Blocks. A couple of diving efforts from Golem and Linkart. And then Wooster sends it down. 19-20. The Tigers fighting back into it. That'll force a Muskingum timeout. Huge response from the Tigers of Wittenberg. 19-20. Whoa. That was explosive. And out of that
came
last
out of
timeout,
nowhere.
2016, they responded with 3 explosive points. And just really got some energy back. Really, what's really sticking out to me right now is net presence. We've talked about it, but that right there really set Wittenberg up for some big-time success. Forced Muskingum to scramble a little bit, and then just really doing a good job of winning the scrappy points right now.
Yeah.
And some of those points where both teams are scrambling, who's going to find a way to find that scrappy play, find that scrappy point, and so far Wittenberg's been doing it. So 19-20, it's going to call the final timeout of set number 3. A very important, that set number 3. Who's going to take that set advantage and give yourselves 2 sets to try to close this one out? Muskingum's got the 20-19 lead right now, but Wittenberg's storming back into this one.
We see a lot of momentum coming back from the Tigers right now. And I love to see that, especially late in the third set here, trailing. It's a really good test for them to see what they can do, not only in this game, but see what they can do with this momentum rolling into the postseason as well.
So it'll still be Tyler Linkart to serve it away. She will. It's a good serve. Handled well from Haynes. It'll be Burton now over to Kraus. Sends it over. Allie White is there. Mac Ricketts now to Kendall Black. And she's going to send that one down. Tie game here. Just once again, the positioning right now for Wittenberg looks so much better and clean from what we've seen so far. So 20-20, Tyler Linkart, another serve, will send it away. Couple of Muskies almost run into each other there. Kraus will just send it over. Another free ball. What can Wittenberg do with it? Over to Wooster. It'll get blocked into the net, and antenna point Wittenberg. So 5 straight points for the Tigers here. All the momentum really drifted to their side.
This is the first time that the Tigers have led since the start of this set, too.
So Tyler Linkart sends it. Kraus misplays it, and it'll be another point. So now Muskingum, the one struggling right now to find a way. And it always seems like when it rains, it pours. When you start to struggle, it just seems that everything starts to end badly. And we saw it from Wittenberg, and now it's trailing to Muskingum, and they're going to find the back of the net. 23-20 now. See a couple of substitutes from this Muskingum team. We're going to see Alexis Bradley enter in for Gingrich, and we're going to see Hannah Gove enter in for Burton, so maybe a last-second desperation switch, try to find something new on the court as Wittenberg storming ahead for 7 straight points. Now lead at 23-20. Tyler Linkart's been serving the whole time. That one and almost another misplay there. It's going to be sent. Oh, never mind. No, it's not. 8 straight points from the Tigers here. 24-20. Tyler Linkart on her special night. Can she close it off? Here's the serve from Linkart. It's up. It's a good one.
It's a great serve.
Over the net. Kraus sends it. Allie White's there. The dig. Mac Ricketts now. Kendall Black. Oh, what a big response and a huge block from Josie Niemeyer. So what a response from Muskingum there. But still, they're going to try to have to find a way to get 3 points. You've got the right person back to serve it away. Kraus, Kenzie Kraus, what a game she's had. Only a freshman. Allie White there, and that's going to be a great start. Kraus finds a way to get a point, so 24-22. With the way this set has gone, I wouldn't be surprised if Muskingum finds a way to get back into it. Kenzie Kraus sends that one. Tyler Linkart plays it well. Mac Ricketts, Wooster, and it's going to end set number 3.
With the win for set 3. Wow.
What a response. So Wittenberg able to find a way in set number 3 and take the all-important 2-1 lead, but just, you love to see that. That is such refreshing to see after what looked like it was going to be that typical failure to close out and failure to find a way to get find a way to win in sets number 3 and 4. And what a response. Trailing 20-16. We've talked about it. Tyler Linkart, Mac Ricketts. Tyler Linkart enters back into the game. Yep. Incredible serving. Couple of big digs. Couple of huge kills. Just great play all around. Wooster was huge down the stretch. Golem was huge down the stretch. Allie White was huge down the stretch. Mac Ricketts did Mac Ricketts things. Just great to see. Just what a response from this Wittenberg team. Whew. Need to catch my breath for a second after that one.
I do too. I'm right there with you, JJ. That was fun to watch right there.
Very fun. So we're going to catch our breaths, let these two teams talk it over, and we'll be right back for set number 4. So we are back here for set number 4. If you have just tuned in the last couple of sets, we'd like to welcome you all into the Tiger Sports Network. Wittenberg leading this one 2-1 in this non-conference battle to close out the season. Been a very fun back and forth game between both these teams, and saw really fun. I mean, all of these games so far have been decided by 3 or less points. 25-22. 25-23 and 25-22 are our score lines. So Wittenberg with a chance to close it out, and right now they, building off the momentum they had to end set number 3. Right now just playing really good team volleyball. Looking at Muskingum, Kraus stands out. She's got 15 kills. Next closest, 4. You're going to need someone else to step up, especially down the stretch. Wittenberg, they've got 3 people with over 10 kills. Bartulovic and Worcester both have 10. And Tyler Linkart down the stretch just showed up. She finishes now with 12. She has 12 kills in the game to lead this team. And just what a game she's had so far, especially to end that set number 3 with some really good serving. So Piper Ricketts now over to Mac Ricketts. Oh, what a response from Kate Colohan. She had, I talked about it a little bit. She had that serve that put Muskingum back up 20-16 before we saw that run from Wittenberg. Jamie Peterson took her to the bench, put her arm around her, talked to her freshman, and she responds with her first play back in the game with a huge and very good big hit. So Allie White now to Mac Ricketts, back to Tyler Linkart, and she's just on fire right now. There's no stopping her. The queen of Wittenberg volleyball, Tyler Linkart, just incredible so far. Starts it off the same way she's ended set number 3 with a big-time point. Bartulovic tries to get back on track. Didn't record a kill there in set number 3, but you got to imagine if they can find a way to get her back involved, you really like what you see and really like the opportunities you can get, because that's what's made this team so fun to watch tonight. Is there, we talked about it. You got 3 people over 10 kills. Just the ability to not know who you're going to and know you've got all these different options is so refreshing to have. And there's Tyler Linkart once again.
Another one.
Nothing to say, just speechless. She's just been playing out of her mind tonight. Just incredible play from Ty tonight. So it'll be Ava Golem, the freshman, to send it away. She does. Good serve. Handled by Chloe Taylor. Burton now goes for the quick play. Mac Ricketts reads right into it. Allie White now finds Tyler Linkart. Chloe Taylor plays that one. It's going to be high up in the air. It's going to play off the scoreboard, and it's going to be another kill for Tyler Linkart.
I thought if it hit the scoreboard, it was out of bounds.
So I think when it stays on your side, it's allowed.
It's
so the one we saw earlier, it was a hit off Wittenberg, hit the scoreboard, but it fell on their side. I only think it's allowed when it hits on your side.
And nothing right underneath of it?
No idea. Could be wrong. We'll have to figure that out and ask somebody and try to figure out that rule.
(4-2) here. With Muskingum serve.
Oh, what a play, Allie White.
What a play.
Second time we've seen her go flying into the bench to save a ball, and she does once again. Gave a goal in the diving dig. Back to Ty. It's going to get tipped and out of bounds, and Tyler Linkart cannot be stopped right now. She is on fire. 5-2 now, Wittenberg. On their special night, Mac Ricketts and Tyler Linkart wanted the chance to honor them, and they've stepped up to the occasion. Mac Ricketts went into this set with 29 assists. Already adding to that, Kraus continues her impressive game. So back and forth we go here. Muskingum able to get a response. Wittenberg, though, just really doing a good job of continuing to find their big hitters who've had good games. Worcester, once again, what a game she's had as well. The sophomore just stepping up when needed, providing some big-time kills. Another good serve there. Taylor, a little bit of a misplay, but it's all right. Back to Worcester. It's going to get blocked. Allie White right there. Good response from her. Mac Ricketts tries to play it behind her. Clayton is there for it, and a big block at the net. And Kendall Black.
There you go, Wittenberg. Now, this is the same situation that Wittenberg was in the last set. They were up big, not big, up a few points, and they just slowly lost their momentum as Muskingum was scoring points. So let's see if Wittenberg can keep the momentum going.
Really good play from Niemeyer and Burton there. Just Burton put it up perfectly where it needed to be, and Niemeyer just put it on that far right corner where no one was. So she'll be back to serve it away now, Niemeyer is. Another one of these young players, only a sophomore for this Muskingum team. If these two teams continue to play in the near future, Muskingum responds with another point. I'm going to be very excited to watch and hear about some of these matchups in the near future in the next couple seasons, because the amount of young talent we see on both teams right now is going to be so fun to watch them grow. And a really good read there from Allie White. So Piper gets Bartulovic will enter back into the game. And now this is a rotation that struggled a little bit. And this is where Muskingum made their run there in the second set. So this is a rotation that's going to really need to find a way to step up to the plate, because you don't have the likes of Tyler, Linkart, Wooster, and now you only have Bartulovic in the game as your only really big hitter, with Kendall Black also in the middle. Excuse me.
A little strong there, but that was a powerful hit.
And that's one thing they really try to find in that rotation is Piper Ricketts from the back row. Piper Ricketts, we've talked about her. She's considered an outside hitter, but she might be smaller in terms of the standards, but she can jump out of her shoes and has the ability to play just like, some of these tall outside hitters. Height doesn't matter to her, because when you can jump as high as she can, it doesn't matter. But again, it'll be Burton. So we saw it. This is the same rotation, same exact setup. Chloe Burton serving it away. The lefty, a really powerful serve. So Wittenberg going to need to find a way. Still winning by one. Need to find a way to get Burton away from serving. That's a good receive there from Allie White. Tries to set it to that running Kendall Black. Unable to get it clean. Bartulovic just runs up and gets it. Kraus now. Burton. Got to get blocked at the net. Burton now back to Taylor. Soft touch. Great play from Cam Colahan. Mac Ricketts hits it right over. Piper Ricketts sends it over. So it'll be Clayton now. Back to Taylor. She rises up, and it's going to go off Allie White.
And just like that, Muskingum was back in it.
So it'll still be Burton to send it away. So Burton sends it. Cam Colahan's there. Mac Ricketts over to Bartulovic, and there she is. Huge point from her. Need to get her back involved, and she comes up huge right as Muskingum ties the game. You get Burton away from serving, because her serves have been very, very effective. It gets a much-needed point for Wittenberg. So Allie White to serve it away. Good serve. Kraus handles it well. Burton now over to Taylor. Sends it down. Smooth as butter. Just easy play. It's almost like, pitch and catch type feeling. Just good serve receive right up to Burton. Sets it perfectly for Taylor. Down for a point. 9-9. Here we go. Chloe Taylor back up to serve. Allie White now over to Bartulovic. And what a play. That looked really easy for Bartulovic, but she was tracking that one behind her and over her head, and to time it up the way she did to still get that good of a hit on it is, allowed a lot of people realize how difficult that actually is, and to have the power and precision and accuracy she still had with it is so impressive from her. So Mac Ricketts sends it over. Kraus continues it. What a powerful hit from her. It's going to get tipped out of bounds into this close side official. 10 points apiece here from either team. Back and forth we go. It'll be Catherine Clayton, the libero for this Muskingum team, to send it away. The lefty sends it. Tyler Linkart receives it. Mac Ricketts now to Tyler Linkart. Over to Clayton. Burton now. Emma Johnson trying to get back involved, and it'll get blocked at the net and out of bounds. So good to see Emma Johnson. I'm really surprised. I really wanted to see Emma Johnson get more involved. She's 6 foot. She got really good jumping ability, showcased some really good power, but just hasn't been involved much. Tyler Linkart, what a play from her. She's the experience showing up right there. Went for those soft. She's been going really powerful in her last couple of hits. That time comes flying up to it. Just pushes that ball to that far corner nice and soft. They're unable to read into it. 11-all. Ava Golem back into the game. She'll send it away. Kraus handles it well. Burton now back to Kraus. She gears back. Allie White, big dig from her. Mac Ricketts over to Tyler Linkart. She gears back. Clayton runs up to it. Burton now. Good play. Mac Ricketts reads right into it. So Allie White will send it over to Linkart. She'll just have to send it over. Free ball. Burton, Clayton to Emma Johnson. Soft touch.
So far, this has been a really back and forth set, so I'm excited to see how this plays out.
So the serve from Greenwich there. Tyler Linkart.
Oh my gosh.
Just incredible. Just incredible. A huge point there because that ball, that was floating on the outside of the antenna. To bring that one back in and still get the power she did. Kate Colahan,
what a serve.
That big serve from her. The powerful serve finds the top of the net and drops. Point Wittenberg, they regain the lead, 13-12. Good serve once again. Handled by Haynes, blocked at the net. It's going to be pushed far. Ava Golem's there. Mac Ricketts over to Tyler Linkart, and she's going to get another kill to her tally. And that's going to be a timeout, Muskingum. So Tyler Linkart, the name that we keep calling the All-American outside hitter, the senior, just surpassed 1,000 kills tonight and just has been on fire.
She has been. She just keeps racking them up.
Set number 4. I'm going to be really anxious to see what her kill amount ends up being, especially after this 4th set. So we're going to get a timeout. Head coach Hallie Cruzen. We're going to let these two teams talk it over in this important set number 4. Muskingum needs this set to stay alive. Wittenberg trying to close it out and get a huge victory here tonight. We'll be right back. So we are back, about ready here for the timeout. And the storyline tonight, the head-to-head matchup between Mackenzie Kraus and Tyler Linkart. Kraus exploding out of the gates in this one. It's been slowed down a little bit in recent sets, but she's got 17 kills in the game. Tyler Linkart, she's got 7 kills already here in set number 4 out of 14 points. And to bring her tally to 19 kills on the night. The only difference is so far in this game, you've got Alana Bartulovic with 12 kills, Wooster with 11 kills, Kate Colahan with 4. Muskingum, Kraus has got 17. The next closest was 6, 4, and 4. So
another one.
There's number 20.
There's another one.
But, Wittenberg really showing their depth. Muskingum has shown they've got the depth there, just unable to be able to find them and use them has been the issue here tonight. So 15-13, it'll be Tyler Linkart to serve it away. Burton now over to Taylor. Blocked at the net. Handled by Niemeyer. Back to Taylor. Soft touch. Tyler Linkart. Good play to keep it in. Mac Ricketts goes and gets it. Wooster fading away. Goes and gets it. Catherine Clayton now to Taylor. Mac Ricketts over to Wooster. She's going to send it down. Woo! Big point for the Tigers. 16-13. So Tyler Linkart, her serving has been nothing short of impressive as well today. Really won them the game there in set number 3. And Wooster continues her impressive game. So back-to-back kills for her. Brings her up to 13 on the game. Tyler Linkart once again serve it away. Chloe Taylor plays it, goes off behind her. Greenwich comes and plays it. Chloe Taylor hits it over. Tyler Linkart's there. Mac Ricketts, Kendall Black. Greenwich is there. Good play. Oh, really smooth play there from Chloe Burton. Catches Wittenberg off guard. That's a huge point because Wittenberg felt like they were really starting to get control of this game and really looking to close this one out. Allie White handles that serve. Mackrick gets over to Wooster, and her third straight kill and on her third straight touch will give Wittenberg a 4-point advantage. So now be Piper Ricketts and Bartulovic back into the game for Wooster and Golem. Piper Ricketts sends it over. Kraus is there. Burton. Oh, what a play from Allie White. It's going to bounce off. Oh, what a read from Mac Ricketts, too, off the scoreboard. Chloe Taylor, once again, a tip at the net. Mac Ricketts. Bartulovic comes and pokes it up. Greenwich is there. Burton now just has to send it over. Kraus, free touch. Mac Ricketts. Kendall Black. Oh, and it's too much to handle. Kendall Black, another kill to her tally. And one thing I've really noticed, we've talked about this net presence, but it's really taking a lot of these hitters out of the game for Muskingum. A couple of these tips at the net are just allowing those Wittenberg back line to step up and get a couple of easier touches. And Mac Ricketts showing some power now. Catherine Clayton going to keep it in, though. Kraus sends it over. Diving attempt from Piper Ricketts, keeps it up. Mac Ricketts now to Bartulovic. Unable to get it over the net, so 19-15 Muskingum. Just fighting to stay alive right now, trailing by 4. But now, very good spot for Muskingum. And that's a huge kill for Kendall Black because that takes Chloe Burton away from serving. That was her first serve, and we've seen how effective she can be with her serve, and that gives Wittenberg 20-15 advantage here. And it'll be Allie White to serve it away. Good serve. Chloe Taylor gets underneath it. Burton now back to Taylor. Allie White is there. Mac Ricketts, Bartulovic. She's going to rise up. It's going to get tipped. It's going to drop. Wittenberg really playing well, and it's going to be another timeout for Hallie Cruzen's team. 21-15. Wittenberg just, this is a growth we've needed to see from this team, because after that second set and after the first 3 quarters of set number 3, since then, Wittenberg has just been in the perfect rotation. They've been in the perfect spots. They're playing right into what Muskingum's been doing all game, because that's what I said. What Muskingum was doing better than Wittenberg was their consistency. They were playing their consistent game. Wittenberg was hurting themselves. Wittenberg eliminates those self-errors. They play where they needed to play, and the volleyball has spoken for itself. Wittenberg has dominated since then, and now they have just been playing lights out, well-oiled machine. This is what we've needed to see from this team all year, and we're finally getting to see it. And, I got a chance to talk to Jamie Peterson and Tyler Linkard a couple weeks back on our coaches show, 2nd and 4. If you haven't got a chance to look at it, go check it out. We post it on all of our Wittenberg Athletics. Really fun show where we get to talk to some of the coaches and athletes. And I was talking to them about their season. That's when they were in that really struggling portion of the season. And, and what really I love to hear from their Coach Jamie Peterson and Tyler Linkard, your senior leaders, they had no worry. They're like, listen, we know we're playing bad. We've got some moving pieces. We've got some young faces and a lot of new things. Our goal is to be peaking and playing our best volleyball in October and November. And right now, they seem to be doing that. We're seeing tonight. And now they're 3 points away from closing out a big-time victory against a tough Muskingum squad. It's going to be it's going to be huge going forward.
I totally agree. I don't want to jinx it just yet, but if the Tigers do pull this off, this is a great win going into postseason. Coming back after losing a set, because like we talked about earlier, JJ, they've only won their games winning by sweeping them 3-0. So by getting one by losing a set really should motivate them into the postseason.
So a fun back and forth volley we've had right here. Mac Ricketts, Allie White now finds Bartulovic. She sends it. Catherine Clayton's going to send it high in the air. Burton now sends it up. Oh, and what a play there. Reagan Flood. And you see, that's what I wish I saw more from this Muskingum team. Get Flood involved, to get Emma Johnson involved, to get Chloe Taylor more involved, Niemeyer, some of those other big hitters we've seen have the capability to have success, just haven't been able to find them. 22-16. Mac Ricketts to Bartulovic. Kraus now. Burton. Emma Johnson, and there's Emma Johnson. She finds a big point. 5-point advantage now. 2 points now, back-to-back for Muskingum. Bartulovic now. That one's going to get tipped. Chloe Taylor tries to get a hand
big
on it.
Point.
23. So 23-17. Mac Ricketts will be back to serve it away. Catherine Clayton, Burton, Flood. Caitlin Colahan keeps it up. Tyler Linkhart over to Bartulovic. Haynes keeps that one up. Kraus now sends it. Oh, and it's going to drop.
That was right on the line. Perfectly
really
placed.
Unfortunate. I don't even want to say unfortunate. It's a tough read. You know, you get put in those split-second decisions. They let it go. But Kraus, the way she's been playing all night, she's been nothing short of incredible as well. The back and forth between her and Tyler Linkhart has been so fun to watch. Mac Ricketts over. There's Tyler Linkhart, and she sends it down. Game point here for Wittenberg. (24-18). The Wittenberg fans are on their feet. This gym is sensing a big-time victory, and it'll be Ava Golem to send it away. Ava Golem sends it. Haynes handles it. It's going to be a free ball for Wittenberg. Who are they going to go to? Mac Ricketts, Tyler Linkhart. Burton now. Back to Emma Johnson, and that's the game for the victory. What a game for this Wittenberg Tiger team. And what a way to end it. And I was really hoping Ty would have ended it. The way here she played all night, she deserved to end it.
I agree.
But that's also, you know, an incredible way to end it. Just what a game. And just you love to see it. This Wittenberg team has been incredible. A lot of really good skill, a lot of big-time players on this team. They just haven't been able to find a way to close out some of these close games. And this was a huge step forward tonight for the Wittenberg team. It sure was.
It was a perfect tune-up, like we keep talking about, going into postseason. And I think this should really motivate them that they are the team that everybody says that they are. They just need to put everything together, limit the errors. After today, they need to work on their communication just a little bit better and put everything together. I think they should do something in the NCAC tournament coming up soon.
Yeah, you know, what was really refreshing to see is, we saw those mistakes early on, but in the end of that third set and going into that fourth set, some of the cleanest volleyball I've called for them all year.
I agree.
And we saw how good they looked. I mean, just unstoppable.
Yes.
They were finding a way to get to tie. They were finding a way to get to their big outside hitters, playing really good defense. Their dig, Allie White was incredible down the stretch, shutting down some of those big hitters from Muskingum, getting some big-time digs, really good setting, and just a diversity. I mean, looking at the stat sheet right now, Tyler Linkhart explodes for 21 kills. Wooster and Bartulovic, the sophomore duo, goes for 14 kills apiece. And then Kendall Black, Kate Colahan really controlled the net today. 5 kills for Kendall Black, 4 for Kate Colahan, and a couple of big blocks from them. Mac Ricketts, 47 assists on the night. Just an incredible game all around. Really fun to watch.
Yeah, that was a fun game to watch.
Just a big-time victory. Love to see this step forward from this Wittenberg team. Love to see the energy on this special night, honoring Evelyn Miller, honoring Tyler Linkhart, honoring Mac Ricketts, and for them to show up the way they did tonight. Mac Ricketts, Tyler Linkhart, they stole the show. They did what we've seen them do the last 3 years. Just an incredible game overall. And, you know, they're getting ready to wrap up their season. A big-time victory for them. I believe they play Heidelberg up next on Saturday, followed by Ohio Northern the same day. And then next Tuesday, NCAC tournament. So it'll be fun to watch. Fun one against Denison. I believe it should be here. I believe since we are the higher seed, it should be here.
Should be.
The next 2 games are away. But we thank you all for tuning into the Tiger Sports Network. Wittenberg taking this one 3-1, 25-22, losing set number 2, 23-25, and then closing it out in set 3, 25-22 and 25-18 in set number 4. Big game for the Tigers, showing out in a big-time home crowd, a big-time victory. We thank you all for tuning in to the Tiger Sports Network. We will see you all hopefully tomorrow night. Women's soccer starting their conference tournament. Another big game. Another big game here in Springfield, Ohio, the #1 overall seed. So we hope to see you all then. We'll see you all later. Good night.